Hi, editing Misha here. So, it's been a crazy week, and that's putting it lightly. So what's been going on this week? In my life, I'm getting ready for what's known as concert season. Basically, college musicians work on music for an entire quarter or semester, and then by the end of the quarter or semester, we end up playing that music. So that means a lot of concerts happen very close together, especially if you're in multiple ensembles. I think I've got like 5 performances coming up in the next 2 weeks, so yeah, it's pretty exciting. God. All of that said, that basically means I can't really move around when we do the recording day, so if it doesn't happen on that day, it's kind of rough to figure out. So what did happen? Well, Ruby, I think their flight got canceled or got delayed or something, but they were stuck in Houston for an extra day or two. I think they finally got back from FWA like Tuesday night. And yeah, FWA was last weekend, so they got back like Tuesday. On top of that, they were just incredibly sick, so even if they would have gotten back in time, I didn't want them to have to record an episode, because that's, you get back from a con, you're already exhausted, you're sick on top of it, just go rest, Ruby. So what did we do for an episode this week? Well, Solace took the reins and decided to hop in a Discord call, link in the description, of the Bark Bark Meow Discord, and basically chatted with a bunch of members there. So how did that go? I don't know. I wasn't there for that. I was busy. So, yeah, I'm going to be figuring out how this episode went while editing it, and you're going to be figuring out while you're listening to it. So, apologies in advance if it's bad, and hell yeah if it's good. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. It should be a much more normal episode. So, bye.
Recording. Alright, so it works. At least I know it works. I don't even know how I want to enter this. I'm gonna send this whole file to Misha, and it's gonna be funny. And Misha's gonna have to deal with this. Can everybody talk really quick? All at once.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, hello.
Well, welcome to this episode of Bark.
Oh yeah.
Because Ruby and Misha. I'm all alone. No.
Wait, if you're alone, what the hell are we then?
The voices in my head.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm all by myself, and this cat Faye, and there's voices in my head. Do you hear them too, audience? Do you hear them?
Hey,
Yeah.
audience.
Damn, they didn't hear it. Now I'm scared. Misha's really busy this week for college. And Misha also said I need to stop saying a lot. I guess last episode I said a lot, and he got really upset and said, Solace, you gotta stop. And I said, well, I was tired, and you also let me direct that episode, so that's your fault. So, Ruby's stuck in the airport. Misha's busy all week, and basically it's coming down to we were just going to do a long After Bark episode, which we still will be doing a little bit longer episode this week, so we're gonna do that. But the premise here was I came up with the idea of let's do audience participation. It would be better if we announced it days before and people could have planned for it, but I announced it several hours before, and so we've got some of the Bark Bark Meow group, Discord group here, just gonna talk about whatever. It's definitely a whatever ADHD episode, and yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
No, you're you're all high.
Also,
Thank
I
you.
thought every episode was just random ADHD.
You'd think that. Sometimes we have there's no topic. I have nothing to talk about necessarily. That's for you, Misha. But there's nothing really in my mind. We're gonna have to just let this thing ride, So, if you guys want to talk, this is also good at ask me anything. If you want to ask me, Solace, about Bark Bark Meow or anything that you guys want to, go for it. If you do go to ask a question or come up with something, kind of announce your name so that the audience knows who's talking. Because there's gonna be no fucking way people are gonna be able to understand and know everybody's voices after one episode.
Okay, but that's their problem, not mine.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we all just live in your head, so do we
Ah.
need names?
And then, yeah, you know what I should have done?
What the shoot
Should
have done?
Misha's just gonna have trouble doing audio balance. Good luck, Misha. This is an experiment, and this episode is just gonna be what it is. Ah! Why Ash is yelling at me? I don't know if you guys can hear that. She is on one today.
Yeah, I heard some yelling on your end.
She's yelling at me today all day at work. Yeah, so I just did some work, dude. I added it up. I was in Misha's stream briefly last night talking to him, but I did 24 and a half hours of work Saturday and Sunday.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
Yeah, that sucked. That wasn't fun. I don't like it. And then I worked my 8 hours today. And I'm pretty tired. I ran straight to. I'm not gonna lie. I went and got edibles. That was what I needed to do. The hour between work and now, I went to the dispensary in Walmart.
Nice.
Because I want to fucking relax tonight. Probably should do more content, but like, I'm tired.
Nice to meet you, Tired.
Nice to meet you. What's your face name who hasn't announced himself this entire
Oh,
time?
hi. Sorry, my name is Razer. I'm just one of the mods in the. I don't think I'm a mod on the YouTube channel. I'm a mod
You're
also on.
Just, your mic's so in and out. God.
No, that was much better.
That's actually hilarious. That's
It-
great. Being a part of the Discord is like, you get some perks. So there's always a link down below. Come join our Discord. Wow. There
Yes,
will
why not?
be a different version of this where we probably just do Patreons. Just for fun. But the open floor, ask your questions. Anybody?
How was your day?
Uh, started out. So I got off work last night and I definitely had a couple shots because I was like I'm decompressing after all that work. So I took a couple shots. So I was slightly hungover this morning. Not awful though. But I just ended up working and I like this new job. This new job, no matter what, even like the morning was dragging a little bit, but like the rest of the day went by so quickly and suddenly it was 6 o'clock and I'm clocking out and holy shit, I need to run to the store really quick and come back and do this. So it was just boom, boom, boom. I got my favorite pizza from Walmart, which I didn't know Walmart carries now. It's a local company out here called Butch's. It's like a white garlic. If you've ever heard like a white garlic pizza,
Oh, that sounds
I
good.
remember.
they're really good. It's got like white onion, what do we call it? Some pork, some ground pork on it, and then mozzarella and like this white garlic sauce. It's almost like an Alfredo sauce, kind of, but not really. And it's just really fucking good. And I'm gonna eat that later after this episode recording, and that's gonna be good. So I'm like excited for that. I'm excited to. I'm excited to get done
Yeah.
with this and just kind of sit back and relax. I might do some on TikTok tonight too, because I don't know. Might as well do it before that app gets ripped from the store.
Make tonight about treating yourself.
I'm gonna try.
Because my God, you've earned it.
I'm trying. I kind of need to do work in a sense. I really want to rearrange my kitchen. It's time. And one of the things I picked up at Walmart was another like table like surface. And last week when I was at Walmart, they had microwaves. I'm not gonna lie. Last year's depression and the shit I went through, I have not cleaned out the microwave I've owned for a few years in a minute. It's gross. I'm just throwing the fucker away because there's a microwave on sale for like on clearance for like half price for $40. So I just grabbed that last week. So I just new microwave and I was like, well, if I'm gonna do new microwave, I want to rearrange my kitchen and get all these appliances off of the counter that's over by the sink and put them on these other places around my kitchen. Plus, since it's only Ash now in the house, I can move her litter box. Prior to that, with Whitney having her little bladder issues and pissing in front of the kitty litter box, which is why I had like a puppy pad down. I'd have to change it out every day. I can move that around now, and I can rearrange my kitchen to where it's a little bit more. I don't know. The flow is gonna be better, and it's just gonna be better in general.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Also,
You know, when you said that, I thought you were like gonna just remodel the whole thing, and I'm like, wait, don't you need to run that by the landlord? But you're just replacing stuff.
it's a shrug. I need to talk to my landlord at some point in time this year because they've been asking for a little bit, and supposedly they had some property company try to like put an offer on the house. But they want me to buy it for rent to own, so I have to have that conversation. So I might just end up like renting this place for another couple years to pay off whatever else amount they want. But I've been in this place for like 5, 6, 7 years. I can't quite remember. It was in 2015, I think. So I think it's actually been... No, 2015 is not correct. Maybe it is correct. Hi. Jesus.
Let's see. 6 years would put you at 2018?
2018... I lived with my first roommate for like a year and a half. I think. I want to say yes.
See, this is why I asked if I should bring a calculator.
2016. No, I don't need a calculator for this. I'm just trying to remember things. Oh, this is 2016, 2017. So yeah, it's probably been closer to 8 years. So 8 years. My goal is to take all of the rent for the last 8 years, add it up, subtract what they've paid on property taxes over those 8 years, because if it's rent to own, you're usually like on the hook for the property taxes, because you're gonna own it, right?
Yeah.
So I was gonna do that, and then I think they mentioned like a while ago. I think this is also back when like housing market was in a better place. They won like 50 grand for this house. I'm gonna tell you right now, this house ain't worth like 25. But if we call it 50, and I've already put down like 30 to 40, some odd 30 grand into this place, I'll just pay on it for another couple years and just own it, and then I'll just the second I get to put it down for rent to own, I'm gonna start looking into getting like I think all the windows need replaced in this thing, which will also help with like the insulation, because I'll have new windows in. I'd like to put in a very small like central AC unit. It's a small house. It doesn't need anything big. But right now I just have like one of those like big window unit AC units that you just keep in there all year round. And then probably need to replace the doors, because the door frames, like I know a lot of air goes through there during the winter. And then just like probably replace carpets, and just the whole house needs done. I'd probably sink another $20,000 into this place, but then the house would be worth somewhere between like probably 50 and 60K. And honestly, my thought would be to just let my sister rent it out for me, because she still lives with my parents, and it's like, all right, when I move out of this place, you can rent and just, I don't know, charge a pretty small amount, cover the property taxes every year, and like put some money away for repairs in case things break. Worst case scenario, she moves out and I just sell the bitch. But yeah, I could be a property owner. Whoa.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
Imagine dragging these.
that will make you like one percenter already.
Damn, you right. Eat the rich. Eat me. But I'm not in the vor.
There's other ways to eat, but whatever.
I find it wild how in America there's still properties going around for like 5 figures, and candidates are 6 figures now.
Wait, land?
So basically, around me, houses are around 500,000 to upwards of 800,000 for regular like 1-2 story home, and even though that's in Canadian dollars, I'm assuming that's around low end 400,000 to over around 700,000 American, I think.
Yeah, I know Canadian is like somewhere around 80% of the US dollar, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
So
That's me all over the place speaking if any of the listeners on it.
Well, I live in an incredibly rural, small area. There's not a lot of opportunity out here, but that's kind of why like you have to sell cheap, because like who else is gonna live out here? And this is the only reason why I'm able to exist how I do right now, is because I live in such an incredibly rural area. Now, my plan is to keep working at this new job. It's awesome. Get raises for the next couple of years, and then find my way into management, possibly salaried within. I honestly want to do what my buddy did. Within like 5 years, being a salaried management position, to where like I can very comfortably move somewhere that has quite a bit more expensive to live at, but would be closer to people that I want to be around. Now, granted, if I could just convince all of the work from home, like remote position furries to just move to this small little town, we have gigabit internet for like $90 a month, and we can get houses for under 100 grand, and we could just have a furry community just blossom here in rural fucking nowhere.
It would be nice. You could even manipulate the votes.
Well, the votes out here don't technically matter except for, I mean, obviously local elections, but because of the state of Illinois, the massive amount of population lives in either Chicago, rural Chicago, suburbs, and then like our state capitals, obviously. Basically, any big city is considered usually more left leaning politically and has votes blue, which is why like all the people out here are very upset. They like to say, "Oh, well, Chicago votes for us, but Chicago doesn't live out here. Why do their votes make a difference to ours?" It's like, well, because that's how percentage works. The majority of people in Illinois live up there. So, yeah, legislation needs to factor more towards them than us because that's where the people live. It's the concept of land doesn't vote, you know.
It's so bizarre to have to explain population density to people that are double your age.
Yeah, it's because they don't want to listen. And I understand that they don't feel represented by like our state government because the majority of people do live in big cities, which is an incredibly different lifestyle and way of living than being out in the rural farmlands. But as a state level government, that's why it matters more to take care of those people in those bigger cities. That's why the minimum wage has been increasing $1 per hour here in Illinois since 2020 because of our governor signing into law minimum state wages up to $15 an hour, which is barely, it's not even keeping up with inflation at that point. The funny joke is that so many people in my area are like, it's killing small business. Oh, $15 an hour to flip burgers at McDonald's. That's just ruining the economy. It's like McDonald's still profits billions every year. Profits. We're talking pocketed money. They've already paid their fucking bills. It ain't the minimum wage causing it. It's called greed. So, and I hear that so fucking much out here, and I just want to slap them. But usually it's because I'm at work, so I can't do anything.
I feel you. I feel you a lot.
We've had Tanuki, Chameleon, and Audible Player talking. By the way, audience, those are our guests so far. But yeah,
Oh, yeah,
life,
yeah,
man,
regarding
living
the
life.
thing you explained about people living in cities, it's become such a meme at this point. There's a fucking subreddit about it. I'm gonna send it here so you can see it.
Where the fuck
It's
is?
probably just explain
Yeah,
the same
Razor. Where are you from?
thing, I guess.
I know. I don't guess. I'm American.
I
You
live
think
in
I?
Argentina. What?
You're in
I was
Argentina?
just gonna guess Argentina.
No,
I think
you weren't.
I've s- I've said it before. I don't hide the
Mm.
fact that I am Argentinian.
Oh,
Why the
that's.
question though?
Oh, I just want to know. I just knew
What
you
you
obviously
you,
weren't from America.
you couldn't decipher
Being,
my accent?
I don't know accents well enough. Jesus. I sometimes mix
Honestly,
up Australian and British accents. Fuck.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say that I see a lot of you talk about English accents,
Mm.
like, oh, these people sound from the Midwest, or these people sound from California or New York. You all sound the same to me, honestly. I mean,
Wow.
I can tell apart like American and
Oh yeah. Oh
Australian,
yeah.
British,
Well, yeah. American
Irish
English
and
is.
Scottish.
Sorry.
Yeah,
American
no,
English is
I
incredibly different than like British English.
honestly I cannot stand the British English. Honestly, I
I
don't like it one bit.
It depends. Some people can like have a nice British accent, but I think the words that are used by British people suck sometimes.
You mean the slang and all that?
Just some things they refer to like it's British and Australian that they call aluminium. I can't. I can't.
I
I
fucking
can't.
hate that you, all of you English speaking people need to decide on how the fuck do you say some words because I've said it the both ways. I don't know which one it is the right way, and I'm just sick of it.
Well, there's technically not a right way, right? It's
Well,
just
maybe not a right way, but like a standardized
yeah.
way. Like you all come together and say we say it aluminum, and that's the end of it.
Just remember, Americans don't use metric.
I know, yeah, I know. You
British
like
people's
using
like
anything.
pronunciation
Whatever,
is like
we like
the
feet.
American spelling. I feel like
We're amazing. We're so special. We use miles
You
in
use miles and
yards
feet
and feet.
and inches, and our systems are not 10 base.
Wait, so I have such an inappropriately funny question to ask now because like so many American jokes are based around like, measuring a certain body part, but we always do it out in inches. So do like other countries of like how, do you measure in centimeters?
Yes, we do.
Is that
What
how you brag
else?
about it? You're like, yo, mine's 20 centimeters. I don't even know if that's long.
That's like 8 inches. So that you tell me if that's long. I don't know what's your
Uh,
stat for that.
I would say you're above average if you're at 20 centimeters then.
Yeah.
No clue really, but yes, we all use centimeters because what else use?
I was gonna
It's
say
like
like, what do you do? Call it like, yeah, it's a quarter of a meter long.
no, it's like
Jeez.
I've got
I
100
wonder if
millimeters on me, baby.
I wonder if most Americans realize or ever come to think this. Like if they think we don't use inches, what do you use? Like we use centimeters, like everyone else does. Like
Like
I don't
everyone
think
else
I've
does, but
been.
that's the thing is in my daily life I would never. So like it's a very incredibly foreign concept because of that. Because 99.9% of my life it does not use centimeters. So
I
Uh,
flip flop between the two because I do a lot of stuff in automotive. It's me, audible speaking again.
we'll see.
So
Yeah.
a lot of our cars are made in America, so a lot of it comes in imperial measurements. So all the bolts and stuff has to be imperial ratchets and wrenches.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an interesting thing to talk about where um Misha's gonna hate me again. That's an interesting thing where it's because America became such a global power that we've forced almost all other countries to deal with the English language on top of American English and also our fucking system because there's like a non-zero chance you're going to want to come to America or have to deal with an American and you're going to have to deal with our system.
dear God.
And I feel like that's a thing we've just kind of forced. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The
So
have you ever listened to Rammstein?
I have no clue what you said. What?
Rammstein or Rammstein. It's
I've heard of.
a
I
heavy
mean,
metal band.
the fucking the one big hit that I know of.
Du
It's
hast.
Du Hast. Yeah. I I
Well,
don't personally like music I can't understand because I'm a pretty lyrically invested person into my music.
well,
It's
there's
not a
your
bad.
chance to learn a new language.
Yeah, that's too much. I'll just not.
It will. The point I wanted to make is that they have a song called America, which talks about how we all live in America by now because we're all under the influence of America. When you see Mickey Mouse in Paris or Santa Claus in Africa, you realize that America is everywhere, whether
Yeah.
you like it or not,
Yeah, I
and
think
you will
that's
dance to the tune of America.
it's just it's as an American, it's interesting to pull myself out of my shoes to try and view from like other countries to think about how strange and how different everything is. Because so I that's a thought I've never had before. So many American comedians, especially dudes, will make jokes about their penis size. And it's always in inches because that's what we use here. So then I was like, a lot of these comedians do also tour abroad. They will go to Australia, they will go to New Zealand, they will go to the UK, everywhere. Uh, do they? Now I'm thinking, do the comedians do conversions in their sets, or is it just understood that other countries know what an inch is about? Like, do they know the conversion because they kind of have to deal with us?
I mean, I have to learn that because I've been exposed to it long enough that I come to know what a foot is, what an inch is. Only those two because I know you use ounces and
Yeah,
other
ounces,
stuff. I have no
gallons.
fucking clue what an ounce is or what a gallon is. I had to look it up every time one
That's
of you
hilarious.
mentions it.
Which
Well,
it,
if you
it
take
fucking
10
kills me.
gallons,
It absolutely fucking kills me because you guys go by liters, which we do. The only thing I know how to gauge off of a liter in milliliters is alcohol, because for some reason in America, because we pick and choose random metric things we use, because I think that also comes with like, so a lot of car parts are not built in America, so they use nuts and bolts and things that are in metric system. So like I know the famous mechanically known like missing 10 millimeter socket or wrench
Mhm.
is like a big joke and meme, and I understand that. But it's like, yeah, a lot of times when I use a 1/2 inch wrench or a 3/4 or a 3/8 wrench, sometimes it's not right, and I have to go get the the or like the very similar, like close to in millimeters, which is the actual right tool to be using. But we have those in America. I have imperial and I have metric tools to work on the same fucking vehicle, and it's so weird. And it's weird that we pick and choose that. And then also with alcohol, we consider what's a fifth of, which is like a normal bottle is called a fifth, which is 750 milliliters. And the only reason why I know that is because what we call as a handle of alcohol is, so this would be for like whiskeys, vodka, like your spirits, not beer, not wine. But we use a handle as 1.5 liters. So I know 2/5 equal one handle. And that's the only reason why I know like those measurements. But when y'all have to go get a liter of petrol, that shit throws me, because I'm like so used to a gallon of gas. Because a gallon is significantly more than a liter.
Yeah, it's like you all need big things to compensate for something.
Well, I don't think it's to compensate, and this is where Pip the Badger, would pop in with his historical fact checking, which I will hopefully see you in the comments, Pip. I assume a lot of the imperial standard system that was built is more of a middle finger to Britain when we seceded. Like, we don't want to use your fucking system because we want to be our own people, kind of thing. Like, we already fought a war to beat your asses, so why would we want to use your system? When basically Britain and the whole, like, the East has been influenced by a lot of Britain, or like the British power throughout the hundreds of years. So the metric system's just out there, I guess, is my thought. It's like, follow a lot of technology and advances came out of the British Empire. So I'm thinking that's like, well, they use metric, so then we're going to use metric and then make the same things in other countries. So metric just kind of became more of a worldwide thing. But Americans, we seceded from Britain, so fuck you. And that's why we won't go back. It's like, no, we're Americans. Bah! That's my thought. That's the only way I can think, is like, we're just like, nah, we don't want to be like you. We beat you.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case.
But I will say, like, a lot of times I understand, like, the American language, American English specifically, with how slang and just tone of how you say a word can change things, makes our language a little bit annoying to learn. On top of, yeah, if you don't grow up with the imperial system, it fucking makes no sense. I'm not gonna lie, like, as a kid, I never thought about it, but like, it's like somewhat 5,200 feet in a fucking mile. Not. It's like a specific random number, and it's like, why did we do that to ourselves? It's so fucking dumb. But like, when you grow up and you learn from the get-go those systems, it makes the perfect sense. And then you learn about the metric system, which is like done in zeros, and you're like, tens, hundreds, zeros. And you're like, why? Why are we so dumb? Because we had to be different. Because we had to be different.
Honestly, the only one I found some sense into it is to make 1 foot is 12 inches, because a 12-based system will be very common, and we actually use them because it's been used in ancient times. So it does make
Interesting.
sense.
I definitely don't know enough about that.
I mean,
where it actually stems from.
I can give you a little show. Just look at your hand, and you can see that you have 12 phalanxes you can count with just your thumb.
12 what?
Notice that? Let me look it up, because I may be screwing up the word.
On my Razor's got me looking at my hand now, just like, what? I'm just staring at my hand.
Just give me a moment. This is the problem of being bilingual, is that you mess up all the time, this kind of stuff, and you need to look them
Oh.
up.
I had a fun thing today where, and this is funny. Hawaii is obviously an American state, and I got to call Hawaii for my job today, and it's still so much. It's it's the same country, but it's pretty fucking different.
Yeah, it's like 10 time zones removed, I think.
Yeah, because I didn't realize where I was calling. I just knew I had to call this business to make my attempt for the day, and and then I saw Hawaii, and then like how they answered and their greetings and how they say like what they use in Hawaii is very different than just like mainland America. Uh, and it was just really funny. And both the places I had to call had super sweet receptionists, and they were really nice. And they both ended the call with aloha, and I was like, "Oh, that's so
No.
nice. That's like a way better way to like end a call. Come on."
Okay, I found the thing. You can look back at your hand. Yeah, I think you say this phalanges. Is that it?
Phalanges, which is your
Okay.
fingers.
The thing in your hand, yes, in your fingers.
Uh,
Using your thumb, you can count up to 12 them, right?
no.
And using your, yes,
How?
you have 12.
I have 4 fingers and 2 thumbs. That's 10.
No, using your thumb, you count with the other fingers. There's
Oh,
three
yeah,
on
if
it.
you count the segments of your other fingers with your thumb, because you've got
Yes.
3 in the rest of your fingers.
Oh, if you count your knuckles? Well, like,
Uh,
you know what? Yeah, I know what you're saying. One, two,
Yeah.
yeah,
three, four,
the
five,
other
six,
side
seven,
of your
eight, nine,
knuckles,
10, 11.
if you want,
I
you can
guess.
count. You
Which
can count
would,
up to
I guess
12
that would be a
with that.
base of 4 too, because, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, but you can also count. You can count up to 12 with that, and using your other hand, your other fingers, you can count up to 60.
Yes.
And also, 12 is a more comfortable number because you can use it to divide for 3,
3,
4,
4, yeah.
or 6. 6. While 10 only can be divided by 2 or 5. So it makes some sense that some stuff is 12 based.
I guess,
You know,
yeah. Stop making sense. I thought we were just stupid Americans.
you are stupid Americans, but there are
Woo!
some sense on what you do, the things you do, or maybe there was some sense you forgot about it. It's like a game of broken telephone.
Hey,
That sounds like
it
us, yeah.
makes sense to me. That's all that matters. Audible, where are you from?
I am from Southern Ontario.
Ontario. I want to come to Canada land someday. I'm gonna do fucking what's the Toronto con furry Equinox?
Think so.
Fucking I don't remember. FE is what's abbreviated though. I have a passport. I'm gonna come over there one of these days. It's a threat.
Oh, you never went to Vancouver?
No, I haven't left the states yet. Period. Look, it's
Yeah, I was
Landon, executive producer who's been on the show, who decided to show up.
yeah, I was I'm driving to band practice. I'm on Discord on call on my phone because I just figured I'd listen in. I'm not sure how bad I sound though.
Oh, you sound like you're a very far away, like hollow. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I always get that with his headphones. That's what my boyfriend says.
the way we're gonna go about this is Misha's just gonna deal with this episode. The audio, I think the audible, I think the audio is gonna be okay enough for an actual episode, but it's definitely something that we're gonna have to work on if we plan on doing another audience episode. It's something that we wanted to explore, and
Or
since
Misha and Ruby busy.
sorry.
I was saying, was Ruby and Misha both busy tonight? Like, couldn't record?
Ruby's stuck in an airport, can't get home, and their phone is definitely not good enough quality and or connectivity usually to run an actual recording off of. Which may be something we look into buying later is like some like I think you can buy like $10 like lav mics that plug into your phone that give plenty good audio quality. So we might do that for future reference or for future like possible recordings. But Ruby being stuck in airports is not good. And then Misha, just they could have made it today, but also this entire week's going to be incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And just like a lot of like rehearsal and stuff to finish out the year. So I just told Misha we were just gonna do an extra long after bark, but we're doing this instead because I came with this idea and we're just gonna take a shot at it. It's gonna be a shorter episode and we're gonna do a long after bark anyways, just to kind of make up for it. But we did talk about this. I mentioned it's like, all right, we need to do some pre-recorded episodes in case weeks like this come up. Now, since Misha's graduating, and I think I might have a conversation with us about moving our recording days again, because Mondays sounded great at the time, but if we keep going to conventions, Monday is a travel recover day, almost every con. So we should probably not have them on Mondays, especially if Ruby's like constantly going to cons for dealing and stuff. I mean, it's part of her job, so
You're not going to have a consistent record time for like long periods. It's going to be subject to change a bunch. That's just how schedules work.
yeah. And I know that's with Ruby too. I know they were trying to pick up like another bartending job. So depending on what happens with me eventually getting out of the gas station, with Misha getting out of school, but eventually going back to work as well, and then Ruby, depending on if they pick up that job or not, there's going to be some fluctuation and some moving. But we've always talked about it, and for a while we did actually have like an extra episode, and well, we recorded in advance is what we did, but that made like news segments, especially if we're talking about like the ban on TikTok. We would record about the ban on TikTok, but it'd come out 2 weeks later, so there'd be so many updates that episode was incredibly outdated. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that, but we have very general ideas. Like, we haven't approached this yet, and I know it's a topic we want to hit for a pre-record episode. We want to take a shot at the quote-unquote furry wheel of drama.
No.
It comes around, usually something hits within every month of the year. It always comes around. Is it going to be poodling this week, or is it going to be breaking breaking the magic, or is mersuits bad? Are fursuit boobs bad? Do fursuiters need to wear clothes over their suits so they're not quote unquote naked? There's so many like the you know what I'm talking about, that drama wheel that seems to always do its rotation every single year. Sometimes it's a quarterly thing for some topics. So I know we want to record an episode around that, and we're just gonna talk about things, get kind of specific, and just I don't know. It's gonna be a fun episode, but we can record that, and that's gonna be relevant at all times. So if we were to like miss a week, we could go ahead and toss in one of those like pre-recorded episodes. Hello there.
The good thing about reacting to your takes is that like someone's take on any issue, whether it's like come out just recently or it comes out a week later, you're definitely going to have like a timelessness just in the variety of opinion.
Oh, of course.
Because even like you guys just covered the Doppio stuff, and like that's like 3 weeks later, like for a YouTuber just uploaded like a full breakdown of the documents, and it's still like relevant to everything. So now just more info keeps like popping out,
shit.
and the conversation just keeps going.
Shit, I might have to check that out just to see what all got talked about, because I mean I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I don't see a lot of this stuff. But that's the thing is, it's now. It used to be. I used to be like the guy that kept on top of everything. Now it's, if Solace hears about it, it's big because it has to reach me. Yeah, you don't. If it's like two things. If Solace hears about it, it's either you did really good and it's making a big splash, or you did something really bad and people are telling them about it. Oh, I wanted to say this. So welcome on in, Lizzie.
Hi.
Hello.
I just joined really quick just to see what was going on is all.
Okay, yeah. We're just this is recorded. We're just chatting for an episode since Misha's locked up for schoolwork for this week, and Ruby's still stuck in an airport.
Oh, good. Stuck in the airport. Yay.
Actually, so I'll talk about this week. Did anybody get to see the Northern Lights? It was visible by a lot of places across the entire world this last couple days or the weekend.
Nope.
I missed the
It was
Southern Light.
supposed to be. It was supposed to be visible over Jersey, but Jersey is always covered with fucking smog.
Oh,
So I'm like,
right.
no, even
You're
there,
from Jersey
I couldn't
too.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we get screwed over here with the clouds. Same thing happened with the eclipse. When was that? Like a month ago?
Oh yeah, back
The total
in
solar
Yes.
eclipse. But the total
Mm-hmm.
solar eclipse only had a certain path that went through a swath of America, whereas
Yeah.
this covered like the majority. I worked so much this fucking weekend, I didn't have a chance to. But if I would have drove outside of town, I would have definitely been able to catch at least a little bit of it. I have my own goals. I'm gonna go up to like Canada, Alaska, and go to an area where it's very prominent to see the aurora borealis. And I'm just gonna like take a trip. It's probably gonna be years down the road. It could be a decade from now, but I do plan on just going and seeing the northern lights sometime. So it's gonna be like a full thing when I go do it. So that's why I wasn't too worried about it. Misha, actually, was it
Gary.
put your picture in here because Misha sent to us the Bark Meow telegram, his picture that he got, and it was great, and you should put it in because it's awesome. And I guess it was really showing up well on cameras.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's
that's the thing, is it shows up good on cameras.
some of the
Is the thing.
coolest photography has come out. So this year alone has had that solar eclipse was had some phenomenal photography of. And then we've had this event, which I heard there's even like more going on. I think it was earlier today, but the Northern Lights being seen, and there's been so much beautiful photography coming out of it. It's been amazing. So that was cool. That was awesome. You know what's funny though? I definitely didn't hear near as much conspiracy theory. Remember the total solar eclipse? Like people
Oh yeah,
were fucking
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
It was.
And then
everybody was like, the lapse is gonna happen, and I'm like, what are you
like,
talking about,
the
dude?
fucking Northern Lights shit was probably more quote unquote radiation and scary than the fucking total solar eclipse. But I
right?
didn't see any conspiracies about that shit.
No, I didn't hear
Thank
anything.
God.
Nobody said anything about that. It was weird,
What
but
if?
the solar eclipse they were like freaking out about. I'm like, oh my god, people, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's new end of the world conspiracies like every couple of years. The death cults always keep changing, though. That's the funniest part. Like, there's
Yeah,
always a
right.
different
Oh
Yeah.
guy.
I don't know. The way I've always lived things is like, look, the end is coming in one way or another. I'll tell you right now because you will die. The concept though is you can't plan for it, and you certainly can't plan for some catastrophic event that could or could not happen. Period. Typically, you just like obviously if we NASA found an asteroid coming towards the Earth and we knew it was gonna hit within a week, obviously you have a pretty good guess what's gonna happen within that week, right? But
Mm-hmm.
so you gotta
Yeah.
like use the information gathered, but you can't just plan for the end of the world from any random event at any time because
No, that would be
if you live your life
impossible.
like that, you'll never have finances because you should be blowing your money and doing everything you want. Actually, you'd probably end up in prison for the shit that you would do. But it's just you can't live your life like that, and that people like we had that incredibly tragic story because of the total solar eclipse with the mom and her kids and shit.
Wait, what happened now?
Oh, I reported on that last about that thing where a mom basically thought it was gonna be the end of the world, so she like tried to. I think she killed her husband or boyfriend.
Oh my
then,
god,
like,
no, never
it-
mind. I know
yeah,
what you're talking
yeah,
about.
it
Oh
was
my
awful.
god.
And like, it was years ago. There was another big like solar event or something. I can't remember what it was, but some like religious Christian televangelist person told all of his people that like a very specific day was going to be like the rapture or something.
Oh, Harold
Like
Camping.
2012.
Maybe. Well, no, it wasn't the 2012 Mayan calendar shit. It was something else. But the dude said this, and a bunch of people basically like just fucked off all of their assets and their livings and stuff because they assumed that no material possessions was coming with them, and it ruined lives and people died from it. And it's like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
don't live your life
Felt
like that.
so bad because the one guy was like, I didn't do the dishes, I didn't water the plants, I wasn't expecting to go home today. And I felt so bad just because he really believed it.
That's just
It's
it just means he's got to do his chores. I'm more worried about the people that sold all of their assets and then
Yeah, like
blew it.
you said all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's life altering. Do your
Yep.
dishes.
Yeah, that stuff like that's not life altering. Like, yeah, the
Yeah,
people
I
who
mean,
like
it depends if there
sell
was
all
like
their
other things
stuff.
going on. If you
Oh,
expected
man,
not
we
to
got
go.
boned.
People did that for Y2K too, though, which was
Oh.
also funny.
Well, but the
Yeah,
Y2K,
yeah.
the Y2K was a different event in this case. This case, it was just one dumbass that said he was spiritual and talked to God or whatever the fuck. Y2K had a bunch of professionals that were saying nothing was going to happen, but then they also had a bunch of other people saying, like, that were in decently reputable positions saying the opposite. And that's what got fucky because it all depended on whose word you took for it. And on both sides, there were reputable sources, some less than others, but still enough to where it was it was worthy of like some caution. But it's also again plan for the worst, but don't. Planning for the worst meant like have a like I don't know some rations and stuff, right, and be ready to start fishing for the rest of your life. But don't go and like do something stupid where you're gonna not recover from it the next week because it didn't happen. You got to plan for what if it doesn't happen too. You have to be able to plan for both. I don't know. I'm glad that this topic came up though. Your audio is garbage.
Planning is just too much work.
Planning is too much work, says Landon.
So what I'm hearing is life is not a Michael Bay movie.
But you're right. Planning is too much work. Welcome to this
Yeah,
episode.
that is true. Sometimes.
Shit, I think I'm gonna end it on that too. I think that's a perfect place to end. Oh shit, I don't have the Patreon list. Oh no! Ah, that was loud. Shit. Hey Gary. I don't have the Patreon list, so you're gonna you may record yourself seeing the Patreon names and then edit it in now. I don't know. But this is going to be a shorter episode, so I'm going to go ahead. This has been recording for 50 minutes, so I definitely know there's been at least 40 minutes of content. Gary, cut it up, do what you want to do, and we'll see how this episode comes out. Thank you all for being here, sharing some
For
time.
inviting us.
Thank you for hosting.
So hard this week.
Thank you for having me.
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, thanks for setting this up.
Next time I'm going to try, like, I wanted to think of something, like, cool, but, like, yeah, next time I'll have, like, we'll do a TikTok react, or we'll do something to where it'll be a little bit more fun and interactive other than just talking. But, this is what we do. So, with that, thank you, everybody. Let's see if I can do this. If you're at the premiere, hi, thank you. You're awesome. But these episodes premiere at 4 p.m. fucking Pacific every Friday. And the After Park episode happens about an hour later at 5 p.m. Pacific, where it's like a live and uncut episode where me and Misha and Ruby, who are not here, will chit chat and talk with the audience and hang out with y'all. And it's awesome. You should check out the live stream. Also, if you didn't know, we're all on all streaming services. So if you can't catch us on YouTube, you can catch us on Spotify and other podcast places because we have that now and it's cool. Remember, Patreon's here. Waves my hand. This is there's no camera. All right, Misha, good luck.